What's going on with everybody? It's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Pink Dungeon, giving it to you real raw rugged. And hey, I'm here for a little discussion, man. Been watching a lot of interviews lately, specifically the one last night is what just sparked this. I just got done watching the Aaron Rodgers, Pat McAfee thing or whatnot, which is a sports related thing, which we'll get down to in a little minute. But the basis of this video is just, man, I feel like there should be more rappers in hip hop media. So where do I start? Start from yesterday. So I've always like had this idea floating in my brain, but it was never so like I guess concise or so well formed than it was when I was watching this interview last night. And the interview was the Noriega Drink Champs interview. The Drink Champs interview with Kanye. So that interview was interesting to me. Yes, that interview probably could have been better if like certain things were happening because like Noriega would like rush him on certain things or he'll like cut him off. I think he was cutting him off like because like, let's not go down that road. Let's do something else. I think because he's friends with Kanye and he knew that if Kanye would say something like too inflammatory, it'd get him in trouble. So I think he was just looking out for Kanye and having his best interests at heart, which I respect. But in general, that was a really good interview. I really enjoyed that interview because you could tell Kanye felt comfortable, bro. Kanye felt more comfortable than I've seen him in most of his interviews. He was willing to talk. Yes, he was a little lick it up, and he would, you feel me, he was off a little gas or whatnot. But outside of that, you could tell that he was really comfortable. He wanted to talk. You watch a lot of Kanye interviews. He does that weird. He'll be talking for forever, but then he'll just stop. Be like, yeah, he just stopped talking, like, okay, what's going on? But for the most part, you look at his interview, he engaging, he laughing more than ever. He touching people. He's really engaging in the conversation. And I feel like when you put a rapper in a room with another rapper, they feel so much more comfortable versus it's a nigga that don't really know nothing about rap for real. That's just the way it is, bro. You put somebody in a room that share the same profession and they a legend at that, like Noriega a legend. So he get in the room with him, also him being acquainted and being friends with him, that help as well. But bro, the interviews are just so much better versus we have people in hip hop media that just started listening to rap 10 years ago or people that don't even ask rap questions. For example, when you got a rapper interviewing a rapper, he's going to ask way more music related questions versus a nigga who's just trying to get some clicks or whatever. A rapper want to know some rapper type stuff. And when I do my interviews, that's what I try to do. I try to ask as most music questions. Like I try to ask about specific songs. Like, so when you made this song, like what was on your mind? Like what influenced this song? Like when you did this flow in this song or when you said this bar, like what was you watching? TV? Like I want to know the ins and outs. And once you actually start asking rappers about their songs, music, other rappers, and just things within actual rap music, bro, they love it. Look how giddy and happy Kanye was when he was doing the verses, like who you on, Large Professor verse, who he said Premier or Wu-Tang and Mob and Outkast verse, I think it was UGK, like he was just doing all these verses. And when you start doing that, you can see, bro, he was breaking down. He was getting scientific with it. He was like, well, Outkast is this because this and that and that. But then UGK also. But then if I got a Mob Deep, they did this. And like, he's just breaking it down to a science. And you see how happy he is. And I feel like once you're a rapper, bro, and you're a well-established rapper and you get to interview other rappers, you're going to want to ask stuff that's, that's going to get good stuff out of them that just your typical rap fan for the past 8 years, they not going to understand. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't have people that are not rappers in media. You know what I'm saying? Because one of my favorite interviewers right now, probably my favorite interviewer, B-High. Go check out B-High, bro. He is, I think it's B-High ATL, his YouTube channel. B-High ATL. That's letter B, H-I-G-H. ATL, the best interviewer, bro. He's like an older brother. I don't know how old he ain't super old, but he a mature brother. And boy, he is the funniest nigga. Like you could tell he be getting down to the nitty gritty, and he's so personable when he interview him. Like he'll be interviewing somebody, like he'll be interviewing Kanye. He'd be like. Now Kanye, when you made that beat on that on College Dropout, I mean, come on now, that was a good beat. I mean, what made you make that beat now, man? And if you have seen this video, that's how he talks. It is just so great because he makes them feel at home. He talks about music. He talks about their life. Very relatable. Like a nigga say yeah man, I made that song after I got shot. He be like, come on now, Fabo, come on now, Fabo, and it's just so relatable. And I feel like once you get to that relatability factor, a lot of it also has to do with these are black people, and just you feel comfortable around your kind. If I got him start interviewing Indian Bollywood actors. I was finna do an Indian accent. I was finna be terrible. They ain't gonna really rock me for real. I'm not saying they're not gonna rock me because they might embrace me, but they're gonna feel way more comfortable with this Indian, with the Indian journalist or Indian because it's a little bit more at home. So of course that has a factor into it, but I really think a large factor plays into the relatability, the knowing about rap music, asking about actual rap music, actual rap questions, asking about artists and not just the who's your influence, and then we go by. You ask like who is they influenced by, and then you be like, oh, you like Big Daddy Kane, man. You remember that Big Daddy Kane song? And then he be like, man, that's my favorite song. And then you really start to get into it. Those when you see rappers come alive, and that's exactly what happened in that Kanye interview. Now, before I go, the reason I brought up sports is because it is the perfect thing about sports, bro. The best sports interviewers right now are former athletes. I Am Athlete with Brandon Marshall, Fred Taylor, Chad Ochocinco. Who else on there? The crew they got on there. Those are the best to me. With Pat McAfee, a former punter. Just talking about I was watching Aaron Rodgers interview. Pat McAfee is my favorite. He like that, like the Pat McAfee show. The Pat McAfee show. That's like my favorite thing on earth for like the past couple years. Love watch every single live stream and everything that they do. And when they do interviews with other other athletes, bro, they feel so at home because they like, man, Pat know what I'm talking about. He been in the league, and Pat asking the questions that a football player gonna want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna ask some stupid, hey, so who's you smashing? Like, nah, bro. He knows what's going to get the person talking. He knows what's going to get the person feeling comfortable and feeling into the interview. And a lot of these interviewers don't understand that. But like I said, that don't mean that you can't be an outside. You can't be like a non-rapper and not do these interviews because Max Kellerman, he's super duper respected in the boxing world. I mean, other sports world, nigga definitely has terrible takes, but boxing, he's super duper respected. I don't think he's ever boxed. I mean, I'm not saying he's ever boxed a day in his life, but he's never boxed professionally. I know his brother was, but he was never no boxer. But they respect Max Kellerman's opinion on boxing. You know why? Because he know what he talking about, and when he interviewing these boxers, he's asking the right questions, bro. And that's the thing. A lot of these people don't even know how to converse. I was looking at an interview. Who was it? I was at Adam 22 interview with some gang banging niggas, some LA gang banging niggas with tattoos on their face. Niggas look like some outrageous human beings. And he was interviewing them. I just tell he didn't really know how to talk to them. Like they also weren't that talkative, I could tell. But the way that he was just talking, I'm like, he just, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think Adam 22 is just somebody who just started listening to rap. But you could just tell he ain't really know what to act. Like it ain't really click. Versus somebody who is, how can I say it? Who would be like almost adjacent to their lifestyle or know how to talk to somebody with that lifestyle, the interview would be so much better. When I interviewed Hot Boy, for example, I interviewed him on Complex, so the video never came out. But man, I wish that video was out, bro, because that's one of my favorite interviews. This nigga was so giddy, so happy to talk, and it was like his first interview. I was like, let's wrap it up. He's like, nah, bro, I want to keep going. I'm like, all right, bet, let's keep it going. And he was just like excited to do his interview, and I'm like, that's cool. I watch other interviews he do. Boy, Hot Boy drinking liquors, quiet. He ain't really saying nothing. He ain't open. And I'm just like, man, like you could just tell, like when you talking to certain people, they open up when you asking them certain questions and you know how to communicate with them. And a lot of these people just don't know how to communicate with rappers. And I guess you could say a lot of these people don't know how to communicate with black people. And there be some black interviewers that don't know how to communicate with black people. So it is what it is. I don't want to make this video too long. But the moral of the story is I think that rap media needs more rappers because once you see them get interviewed by other rappers like Noriega, like a Joe Budden, who else are rappers doing it right now? Big Bank. I mean, yeah, Big Bank. Big Bank is a rapper. So the Big Facts podcast, you got DJ Scream, he's not a rapper, but he a DJ that's in the hip hop community, so he know what to ask. So you got these former, current rapper DJs that's doing these interviews, and they are always not always gonna be better, but you could just tell the quality and the difference between their interviews versus somebody who is still, you know what I'm saying, they don't understand. Like, they listen to rap, they might be a big fan of rap, but they really don't understand rap. You could be a big fan of hip hop and not truly understand it. You know what I'm saying? You could like some music but not understand it fully. Like Young Scooter to me, bro, since I'm not like a, you know what I'm saying, no kingpin nigga, I ain't gonna truly probably understand like another nigga would. But the enjoyment that I get out of Young Scooter, I feel like certain people just can't, because the understanding of just him and his music is something beautiful that I'm just like, man, I wish everybody got this. You know, me and my friend Rari, we talk about that all the time with just certain artists, and I feel like that translates to the interviewers, because it just shows that, like, man, you just don't really fully understand, and that's why these interviews come out lackluster. Or I see comments like, man, I need to open up more. Yeah, some of these artists do need to open up more because they're just all quiet, and it's like, why are you doing an interview if you don't want to talk? But a lot of these people don't know how to get them to talk because they don't know the right questions to ask, and you put rappers in that position, I feel like it would be a much better interview. So, hey, that's just all I'm lobbying for. You know, I've been saying that hip hop media stinks for the past couple years, and I feel like one thing that can save it is if we put rappers in those positions to interview more rappers. So hey, any personable rappers that know how to communicate themselves, articulate, talk to other people, want to get in that lane, please do so, because we need it. There's been a lot of trash interviews coming out, so hey, please do that. Yeah, man. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play, and you guys holler at your boy now.